Yo, welcome to season 2 of number one contender as video as we promised. And we have a Louisville great radio legend, Mr. Herlon Robinson here. You wake up in the morning, on the afternoon, on your midday drive with melodic sounds of Herlon Robinson, whose voice just dances across the boards, man. You know, how about that, man?
Wait a minute.
Herlon, how you doing today, big guy?
Oh, that intro.
Hey, man.
Wait a minute. I just got the weight on the girl on my back. Right, okay.
Yeah.
Well, now I got to live up to something.
You know, a lady told me that black men never get flowers. Okay, true chill, they're dead.
You know what? And that's true. So thank you.
We want to give you a flower
Thank
right
you
now.
for flowers, man.
Me
Thank
and Mr. Ishan Brown,
Thank you.
we give you a flower
Thank
today.
you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know, when you speak about radio, and I've been in the radio game for like 21 years.
Okay.
Going on 22, right? And I remember starting on 96.5, doing the quiet storm, and then as music changed, radio stations changed too. So a lot of the guys that were hot and we considered hip hop back then were getting older. So they needed a platform to kind of migrate to. So that's where 101.3, which is kind of urban radio. So as I got older, they moved me. Right? Okay. You don't look good in skinny jeans. Go on over there to 101.
Well, man, you look good. Hey, man, you did a good thing in the funk fest, man. We like it.
Thank you. Thank you. That was interesting. Thank you.
So, Ishan, you wanna hit what we need to do today, big dog?
Yeah, well, what we're gonna do with Mr. Robinson is kind of get his perspective on some of the mental health topics that we covered last season a little bit, just to kind of get an idea of where, how he feels about things. And, we got a list of topics and you pick 3.
3 out of 9. 3 out of the 9 topics.
Okay, 3 out of 9. 3 out of 9.
Go ahead and highlight it.
Right. Watch my pen work.
Watch that pen work.
Pen finesse right there. All right.
Yeah, we ain't gonna look.
Don't look.
We're gonna turn away.
This is like Jeopardy.
Get out
Right there. Right.
You gotta pay for that.
Who do I give this to? Either one of you?
Now you keep it. We gonna beat out right here. So what topic you pick? First topic.
My first topic I picked was winning and losing.
Okay. What's your definition of the word or what's your definition of the topic?
It's interesting that you say that, right? Because I think that we equate winning when we achieve something. Like, you and I were talking, if I walked outside right now and gave a homeless person $2, in his mind, he's winning. He's winning. Same thing with females. When they get the man they want or the job they want or the car they want, their girlfriend say, girl, you win. Right? Same thing with us as men. When we get the car or the girl or whatever, our fellas will say, hey, man, listen, you winning, bro. You winning. I think that's the way of us affirming our achievements, right? By using the term win, right? Now, when it comes to losing, and you and I had like a sidebar conversation we were talking about it, that I don't think we use that term as losing, because I know with me, I've always equated losing with playing a sport, right? This is the losing team. This is the person who lost. Somebody has to lose. Someone has to lose. And I think we were going back and forth, so that's just great dialogue. I think what we do is take another word to kind of symbolize the losing, underachieve, right? And underachieve, right? It's mentality. I think I would say you're a loser.
No, right.
Loser. That's not so.
Hold on. Think about that.
Right.
Is that when you talk about losing, as we broadcast, that's exactly what we're trying to get people to do. Not to look at life as losing. Okay. So you already have it in hand, perspective things.
That's right.
Makes sense to you.
Right.
But a lot of folks, a lot of people out here in this world, when they look at the term losing, right, they equivalent losing to something or something they have not achieved. I always think back to failure. Right. As we talked about before, failing, trying, and doing, there's no such thing as failing. You keep doing. Right. One of the worst things I think is trying. Right. When you say I'm trying, I'm taking risks. Taking risks, you're willing to give up on. Right. So if I try, I might be like, Herlon, you gonna make it to the show? I'm gonna try. Right. There's a possibility that you won't.
That's true. It's leaving that little door. I mean, but here's a question for you, right? And you said something that's interesting. You used me as an example, right? And great example, but you said there are others. So do you think that term that they recognize is either through nature or nurture?
I think it's through culture. think it's from culture. I think it's not so much from nature, or nurture. I use the word culture.
Okay,
Because it's a society that we live in. If you look at Instagram,
right,
we look at the TikTok,
right,
we look at all these things. Unfortunately, all these women and men with body dysmorphia issues, right? Feeling like their body doesn't match up. So they feel that particular moment they're losing, right? And if they just have that emotional connection within themselves, that self-love, that way to, when I look in the mirror, I see somebody who's a competent individual. Forget about what society says I look at. I'm not losing.
That's when.
Yeah,
right.
that's winning.
And I'm like that, and that,
Yeah.
so when you and I were having that sidebar
Yeah,
conversation,
yeah.
I'm glad that it came full circle,
Yeah,
so that
yeah.
we could finish that conversation.
Oh, yeah.
I think when people get confused with aggressive conversation, not, and not in a certain conversation versus conversations based on passion, and just out of emotion, that's where you get the anger.
Yeah.
You base your conversation just on emotion, like, I ain't agree with you, I can't do that.
You know what you're talking
So
about.
you brought it full circle
Yeah.
for me.
And this lack of, and so we as men, especially as black men, right? We need to have the emotional maturity to be able to have those conversations so that what they say, still what? Sharp as what? Iron sharp as what?
Still.
Yeah.
Iron sharp as iron.
Right.
You know, so each one of us, everything that we do in this world, in this life, especially us as black men, right? We need to be beacons of light and hope, right? Not just for the black men, but for the world and for all kind of mental health so that people can see those things. But with your vocabulary already being enhanced, you knowing what we're talking about, spelling and losing, you know,
Right.
we're saying the same thing, but we definitely got to come full
Right,
circle.
right.
So what emotion do you think of when you think about, like, when somebody says winning or losing? Like, what emotion do you feel?
When you talk about winning, that creates that emotion of joy, right? Like, hey man, I feel you, man. I'm glad you win, bro. I
Right,
feel you,
right,
bro.
right, right.
Right. Now there might be a little bit of tinge of jealousy depending on what you win.
Okay.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
There might be a little hint of hate, like, there he go again,
Yeah.
right? So, and that's a whole different topic.
Yeah.
With the losing thing, yes, it's that feeling of defeat.
Yeah, yeah,
Right? I feel when you say, hey man, I just can't catch a break.
yeah.
Man, I feel like every time I try to lose in this, I'm like, dude, man, you know.
Well, I mean, we're not losing a lot of times, when people consider losing, a lot of times it could be time for redirection.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
You know what I'm saying? So it might not be.
responding. So what would you recommend for me as a person if I have a right?
Yeah.
And the first thing I want to do is like, man,
Yeah.
you know, man,
Yeah.
I want to do that sympathy, not empathy, but I want that sympathy. So what should a person do if a person comes to them and says, hey man, I can't get a break, dude. I'm losing on everything, man. Okay.
Okay. But if we lose something, or we feel like we lost something, and we feel like the goal itself may have come shorter than what we think, and we know this thing, what kind of intricate pieces to connect and put together in order to achieve that goal?
You can restructure your goal.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe the goal is off.
That's a great word.
Pathway.
Yeah.
When we talk about the pathways.
That's a great word.
What is my realistic bet?
Right.
Because what I think for myself is realistic. I might feel like I want to be a NBA
Right.
basketball player, right? Say my dad was NBA basketball player, right? But that's not my realistic bet. What is your realistic bet? What's better for me might not be better for me. And so sometimes whenever we restructure our plans,
Right. Okay.
that doesn't mean that we've lost anything. All that means is that we refocused, we've readjusted, we've reassessed, and we're ready to go ahead and do this mess.
Change is an important element.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, if you're not willing to make changes and adjustments, then you're gonna be stuck.
Mhm.
And so a lot of times the loss actually creates that moment, that epiphany. Yeah, okay, I might need to adjust this.
Yeah.
Or you know, like you're trying to fix something, or you're working on something, you gotta, you know, I might need to do it this way. Or maybe I'm not, you know, so that's the important part about the losing factor, that it's really not a loss.
Yeah.
It's only a loss if you keep clinging on to that same perspective of what, you know, your goal is or what you consider winning.
Just a restructuring.
Yeah.
So
So
that's important. Because I
yes.
wrote the word down, restructure. I
Yeah.
think that's a really
Restructure.
important word.
Herlon,
It's
if you write-
restructure.
if you write down the word failing right there, me and Mr. Brown have an acronym,
Okay.
fully accepted initiatives limited. So that's what failing means. You feel accepted.
Okay.
I've lost. I'm laying down here in the mud. I'm not gonna get it. I'm just gonna wallow right here in the pigsty.
And I think that comes to
Yeah.
my next word that I try not, so great segue into the
Yes.
next word I chose
Perseverance.
was perseverance. So great segue into that. And to me, what perseverance means is surviving, having the will to survive whatever the situation is, and to persevere, right? And I use it this way because, the attempt to overcome, right? Because you're working through it, right? So that's what that means to me, is that survival instinct kicks in and says, okay, listen, I gotta persevere through this. Because I know there's a better day on the other side, but I think it's when you accept what both you are talking about, what failing really is, and the strength to restructure. I think that's where the perseverance comes in, because you need that to begin the restructuring process.
What do you think you learned that idea of perseverance?
My father.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit in depth about that.
My father, and one thing, my father really showed me what it was to be a man.
Okay.
Not based on the machismo, not based on bravado.
You're not a father's guy.
Right.
But I don't want to
Right. So it wasn't that. What he showed me is that to be a man is to embrace your weaknesses, right? Understand the weaknesses and limitations and persevere over those things. My father persevered over a lot of stuff, which gave me that living example, right? To show me that a man can be weak, a man can show emotion, a man can not achieve sometimes. But he used to tell me all the time, he says, hey, he used to tell me early in life, you're gonna take some time. He said, but there's nothing wrong, because he was a boxer. He said, there's nothing wrong. There was nothing wrong with taking a knee. He said, an 8 count gave you time to readjust, refocus, and say, hey, this fool hit hard. Okay, I need to stay away from that jab, right? Because
And what's powerful about that is you think about like that time,
Right.
that era, right? That era of being able to disseminate the child perseverance in the era where Jim Crow was living with, and the era of this some things are equal today,
Right.
we're not equal then.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
So that's what my father, taught me, like, just by watching him as a father, as a husband, you see, and watching him succeed and fail at times in both of those, okay, but not laying down on the failure road, but saying, okay, listen, let me take this knee, let me get refocused, and let me get back in here.
Herlon, all we want you to do is take that word failing out of your vocabulary
Okay,
when you leave.
today, it's gone.
We want
It's
you to
gone.
get rid
It's
of
out.
failing.
It's out.
We're gonna get you to get rid of trying,
Okay.
doing, daily, ongoing.
Okay. Just
not
give me
giving up.
one. Don't give me too many, because
All we want you to do, look.
my attention span short,
All we want you to do, all we want you to do is take out of here.
Okay,
You can borrow
okay.
this on the way.
All right.
Don't forget it became the
Right.
#1 contender. It's doing
Okay,
daily, ongoing, initiative, not giving up.
there we go.
Let's do it.
Which now, man, I love this, because, y'all didn't see the words, which brings my next one
Yeah.
that I chose is self-care.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's self-care.
Big time.
Man, I
Big time
see
right
that. I'm
there.
just reading y'all mind, you know what I mean?
We got some self-care right here.
Okay.
This lady's name down the way. Ashley.
Exquisite nutrition.
Some exquisite nutrition.
Okay.
We just got through with some delicious tea. I mean, this tea right here is busting and exploding in my mouth right now.
I'm gonna try some.
No sugar, you gotta try it out. What's this on Third Street, down by University of Louisville? Try it out.
Crossing Moby Dick.
Yes, I know. You know what? I ride by there because I go down to Plantation.
Yeah,
And I see it right up to the left, right?
Yeah.
But I've never stepped in there.
Oh,
And,
my goodness.
I just kind of drive by. But now I'll stop by and try her tea.
Look at my
Yeah, he's
brother.
thirsty. He's thirsty. He's just,
I'm sitting and stuff, I'm trying to savor it.
I'm thirsty.
The thirst is real.
I'm thirsty. It's real. So self-care is the last thing that we check.
Yeah.
And to me, self-care is a combination of things, right? Self-care, sometimes people only think it's either working out. For me, self-care is emotional.
Yeah.
It's mental.
Yes.
It's physical.
Yes.
It's spiritual. It's spiritual.
Yeah.
Right. And I read again, my father was the best example. And he said that in us as men, there's 3 of us. We have a carnal man, we have a spiritual man, and we have a physical man. And you have to feed them all because if not, then one will take over the other. Balance, lack of balance, right? So self-care for me is keeping balance, right? And I try to do that on a daily basis because I work for a health center and my job is stressful.
You can't say trying.
Well,
You do that.
Give me time,
do
man.
that.
This is too, I feel
And
like I'm
we
making like an exam. Right? You know?
I heard
You
you.
will not use the word
You
try.
will not use the word
will
try.
not use the word
Try is no longer in your vocabulary. We're gonna say
Hey,
Clark.
right,
Joe
right,
Clark.
Joe Clark.
Joe Clark. Joe Clark. We can't sit out. I hope you don't copy it down.
You can do it, I'm sure.
I'm gonna tell you. The way you verbalizing self-care right now, man, you already do it.
Right.
So when you say, I try to do that,
Right.
it sounds like you're not giving yourself.
And maybe I'm not standing on the outside. You know what I'm saying? And that's sometimes what I think is to do, stand on the outside.
Yeah.
This is where I'm at. See, I'm engaged.
Right.
So I will say that is what I do.
Yeah.
Because of my job, not related to what I do professionally.
Sure.
So I take the time to self-care mentally.
Yeah.
I take the time to self-care physically. I take the time to get self-care. Right? Like you said, to get that balance. As to me, that is so important. Balance is so important. I didn't have that balance.
Yeah.
And it caused mental, emotional, and physical issues. I never had high blood pressure before. Then a couple of years ago, about 4 or 5 years ago, I went into a hospital with a blood pressure over 180. Getting ready to slow down here.
Right.
And you didn't even realize.
I was there because they sent me there. The doctor at my job said, go straight to the emergency room.
Yeah.
The emergency room told me, you told me to go home. The cardiologist came in the day after. This is what he told me. He said, you passed your stress test. You did a dive. No blocks or nothing. He told me this, which woke me up. Your hypertension is stress induced. And your lifestyle.
Anything about dying?
All that, my lifestyle, because that stress caused me to drink more. It caused me not to work out. It caused me not to eat more.
Yeah.
So all those things, and that was the ability for me to say, hey, listen, don't let nothing or nobody put you in the ground.
Yeah.
That's right.
Self-care.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Self-care.
And you acknowledge it, like right today. Like people don't stop you from saying trying and saying doing. You're acknowledging it.
Yes,
Like right now, that even changes the whole perspective because you're actively doing that, practicing self-care.
Yeah.
Doing those things.
And the people that depend on us,
Yeah.
that we stress ourselves out for, you're gone.
And they keep going. And
Life goes on.
They keep going.
Yeah.
And you realize that they keep going. And that was the epiphany for me as I lay there in the hospital. That if I spoke out, these folks around ending
And they lost you. So what you were living for, you can no longer provide. Right. They call it this.
They call
right.
And then, first you put on yourself, they alleviated their stress. Now, what they have to do?
Find somebody else to stress.
Exactly.
Who else is on it? Man, he gone. Okay. It has
been an honor to have you here on #1 Contender, man.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Super Beard, the great Herlon Robinson, who I grew up as a kid listening to at night. Oh, man.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to get my game together.
Be quiet, so really thank you so much.
Thank you. And invite me back anytime. Invite me back anytime. Just invite me back.
All right.
Yeah, I guess let's set the first.
You know, Bama man.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
That's a great conversation.
Peace soon. Racing. Peace soon. Get an autograph.
Hell yeah.
I'm not autograph, man.
Okay.
Autograph.